Boy, oh boy, Rndr just did it, baby, and we love to see it. Today we're going to be talking about Rndr and the fact that its price just made an absolutely beautiful dang-on move to the upside, setting a new higher high, breaking the downtrend, completing its verification process. Absolutely fantastic. So we're going to be talking about exactly what this means for us today and what we can be expecting going forward. So let's not waste any more time at all, and let's get straight into the video. Now guys, don't forget, if you do want to trade some Rndr and get up to $30,000 in rewards without having to KYC, meaning you don't have to give over any of your personal information, use the CoinW link down in the description below. You'll be able to sign up for them, get access to $30,000 in rewards, and on top of that, you're going to be able to get free access to our trading group down below, which has been absolutely changing people's lives. So make sure you do go check that out. And make sure that you do check out the CoinW link. But with Rndr and looking at Rndr, I mean, look at this move. Absolutely smashing it. 8.7% on the day. Yesterday, we were talking about the fact that it seems as if Rndr is now making officially the break above this previous point of resistance. And if this is the case, the door to the upside is now wide open. And baby, the door to the upside is wide open. Now, let's talk about a couple reasons why this is significant. Reason of significance number one is the fact that Rndr was in a confirmed downtrend. A downtrend is simple. Lower highs, lower lows, right? And what we can see here is that Rndr now has officially put in a new macro higher high, from this macro high to this macro high, new higher high. And in the same sentence and in the same breath, we can see realistically, we have now confirmed that a new higher low has been established as well. And what this means, and the reason why this is so important, is because it just goes to show that there's a strong chance that the overall trend for Rndr is now changed, right? Now, that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to immediately do this. But what it does usually mean is that this bleeding that we were seeing, in which Rndr's price itself literally fell. I mean, dude, well, I mean, what was the exact number? We saw Rndr fall 55% over the span of 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, which is a lot. It does seem as if that pullback is now over, and this is now the next phase of the trend. Okay, now on top of that, what you can also see is that Rndr did put in some sort of weird, wonky, kind of ugly double bottom right here. Okay, now you remember what I told you. If you want to see a double bottom play out, the biggest thing you need to pay attention to is something called the MLR. It's this right here, MLR, the mid-level resistance. Okay, and the reason why this one is so important is this is your breakout zone. Once you break this zone, you then have a price target or a breakout target that can be found by taking the distance from the top of your MLR all the way down to the bottom of the double bottom. You take the distance and then you apply it to the top side of your MLR, and this up here is your breakout zone or breakout target. This is the level in which in general you should be able to see that crypto's price run up to. Now obviously in a situation like this, we're just saying that Rndr is capable of going all the way back up to the range high, which is kind of maybe convenient or coincidental, the fact that the exact breakout target lies directly right at this previous all-time high for this run that we're in right now, not the full all-time high, you get it. And so I do think that's interesting, the fact that not only now have we broken this trend that we were in, not only have we now cleared this bullish double bottom in which we were in, but on top of that, now we're staring directly at a breakout target that could even put us up past $13, $14, $15 back to the upside. Absolutely beautiful, absolutely amazing, super bullish, especially for the phase of the market we're in right now, which is generally boring. And I love to see this for Rndr because it just goes to show that this move up to $20, $25 that we've been talking about isn't unrealistic at all. Now, I do want to brag a little bit on HillGrowthAgency, which is my company's indicator. You know, I talk about it quite often here because I remember we were talking about the fact that this major buy signal had went off for Rndr way down here. I mean, we're talking about $6.5, $7 down here. And since this buy signal, the DCA plus signal, which means dollar cost average in, since this signal went off, Rndr is now up 55%. Just going to show the relevancy of why this is such an important signal. You guys know myself and my team designed this indicator to be able to do my dollar cost averaging for me. It just tells me, hey, this is a good time to buy. And what you can see here is the record is now running. We're still looking pretty damn good because the last time that it happened before that, guys, was way down here, baby. We're talking about $1.40, $1.50, already looking at 6-7 X's from there. And that's just on the daily time frames. We go down to say something like the hourly time frames, we were getting even more of these going off, right? Throughout this whole move, although it looked bad and although it felt bad while we were putting in the bottom side of this move, our indicator was saying, look, it's a good time to buy. It's a good time to buy. It's a good time to buy. Just trust me, it's a good time to buy. Bam, boom, take off to the upside. All of these every single one of these opportunities that it was saying it's a good time to buy is now positive just about a week and a half later. And it just goes to show how good the indicator is. And that's the reason why I've told you guys, if you want to use the indicator, you can. The link is in the description below. And if you don't like it, I'll give you your money back within 30 days because I know it's just that good. If you say in day 29 you don't like it, I will just give you your money back, no issue. And we're giving you 20% off right now because it is doing so good. And I want some of you to be able to use it. And I know that 20% can make a difference. So do go check it out down in the description below. We do have all of the information you're going to need down there on the indicator, as I mentioned before, and you get that money back guarantee. Don't miss out on that opportunity. But overall, looking at Rndr at this given point, look, what I do want to say is that this is bullish and we are moving and we're doing exactly what we hoped we would. But let's not get too far ahead of ourselves, right? I'm not going to say that Rndr's immediately going to head to $14 or $15, whatever it may be. I'm just saying the door is now open for that move, right? The trend is now broken. We are now in a situation where even if we pull back, it's okay. As long as we're setting higher lows, we could come all the way back down in here before making another move to the upside, right? Because the door is now open for that move to the upside. We still do have points of resistance above us. We still have to kind of back test this point of resistance. We still have this point of resistance and this point of resistance. You got to understand, we also on top of this have Fibonacci resistance that we're in right now that doesn't end until we clear $12. So at any given point, we could get rejected off of this Fibonacci resistance and get forced back to the downside before continuing. Any of those things could happen. There's a ton of resistance ahead of us right now until we get to $14. So we're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves. We're not going to immediately go 100x long and hope for the best. We're still going to play it strategically. Personally, I'm not buying any more Rndr right now because I am so happy with the purchase we did right here. I might open up a little bit of a long trade if I see that Rndr starting to backtest, but I will of course update you on that. So don't get too far ahead of yourselves. Don't start going absolutely nuts, spending every last dollar you have on Rndr, but definitely consider that it could possibly be looking for another move pretty soon here, upwards, back towards its previous high of, another 30% on top of the 50% we're up right now, which is absolutely beautiful. And so with that in mind, I will continue to update you as this bullish move does hopefully play out, or as this bullish move does play out, before it plays out by going to the downside and finding some support. I don't really care what it does in the short term because now I know in the mid to long term, the door back up here is wide open and we're very likely going to take it. So I am expecting some bullish price movement over the longer period of time now. So with that in mind, I will continue to keep you guys updated. Again, don't forget about everything I told you about. CoinW link in the description below. HGalgo link in the description below. Both of those things have been absolutely making people a shit ton of money, and there's no reason to miss out on it, not especially in a bull market. So I can't wait to see you all, of course, in the next video. If you did enjoy this one, please let me know by smashing the like button so more people see it, and subscribing to the channel so you never miss another one, and I'll see you all next time. Peace out, everybody.